live. Take a moment.
I'm ready.
I think we are live.
We're live. Hello, hello. Ooh, I want to see the chat. Let's see who all is here. Hi, everybody. Good morning for me. Good afternoon and good evening for wherever you're tuning in from. Thanks for joining me today. I'm having some coffee, settling in. How's everybody doing right now? Hi, Lorraine. Hello, hello. We've been having so much fun doing these live streams. Thank you for joining the experiment. We're trying out this new format because we really want to have something that feels like we can get together as a community, be creative, chat a little bit, ask and answer questions, and maybe even work on projects together. So I'm going to be working on a project today. Feel free to join me in making a project, but also if you're just feeling like you just want to watch and get inspired and maybe chat with folks in the chat, totally do that. There's no wrong way to be here. I'm just glad that you're joining us. Hi, Uzma. Ah, coffee is so good. Is anybody else having a nice beverage right now? Let me know in the chat. Oh, and happy Friday. Yes. Happy Friday. I'm gonna make some hibiscus tea. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Leftover Gatorade. You gotta stay hydrated, huh? Well, for those of you who are new to OctoStudio, you're just joining, maybe you've heard about it, but you haven't gotten a chance to download it yet, we're gonna put up the QR codes right here. You can you can also go to the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store, type in OctoStudio. OctoStudio is a new free app that lets you create your own animations and games right from your mobile phone or tablet. And you can really do it wherever you are at any time. It makes it really easy to use your phone camera to take pictures of things around you and bring your world into the projects, but also record sounds. There's a lot of blocks that make use of the sensor of the phone. So you can, for example, tilt your phone to make a character move. You can turn on your flashlight. You can use text to speech. There's really so infinite possibilities to express yourself through OctoStudio. So please do download it, check it out. Is it? Yes, we are live, Lorraine. Hi. Wait, this is a HR educator. Hello. We are indeed live. And I think maybe I'll start off by um, showing a little bit of the app itself. So we'll do some demos. So when you first open up OctoStudio, you see this big green button, create new project. And then you have the option to choose a sprite or choose a backdrop. You can start from whichever one. So let's do a backdrop today. And I'll scroll through a little bit so you can see there's a lot of really different types of settings. And one thing that's really cool is we collaborated with a lot of educators from many countries all around the world, from Brazil, South Africa, India, because we really wanted to have backgrounds where kids could see their communities reflected in them. They could see themselves and make projects to express themselves through these. So, does anybody have a background that they're seeing that's speaking to them we can use for our project? Let me know in the chat while I catch up a little bit. Namaste from India. Uzma, I don't have a phone. Well, let's create together. You let me know in the chat what your ideas are, and we can make it happen. Which background should I pick? Hmm. We have rainbow. We have a park. Rainbow. Morning, RuPaul and Gia. We were on the same wavelength. When I said rainbow, I saw your chat message. And so now we're asked to select a sprite, and there's a lot of sprites that come built in. This is another area where we really wanted to, um, especially with people and the food, make sure that we could really reflect all sorts of different um, people and places and countries and cultures. So let's think of a sprite to put with our rainbow. The ocean. Winter is coming. Osvaldo, hola. The rainbow emoji and the rainbow background. Let's try that out. Okay, so rainbow. Double rainbow. Double rainbow all the way across the sky. And so if you look here at the bottom, this is our blocks palette. So this is where we can add interactivity to our project. And the way you do that is you drag the blocks and you snap them together, kind of like Lego blocks. So for example, I would drag the jump block and connect it to the one play block. And when we press play, you see our rainbow jumps. And a lot of the blocks have little modifiers. So for example, here it says jump 50. If we want to jump higher, we can change this number. So let's make this 150. And let's try that when play. Oh, that was so high, went off the screen. The other modifier we see here is the shoe. So we can make the rainbow jump slower or faster. Let's see what faster looks like. So that's a really fast jump. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit. Peacock, squirrel, birds. We can definitely add some of those. Let's see what else we can do with the blocks here. So we're jumping. We can, let's try out the go-to block. So we can snap that in there. When you tap in the middle, you can basically just pull your character to the place where you want it to go. So maybe what I'll do is I'll start off here and I'm gonna swap out the order. So first we're gonna go to the other side and then we'll jump. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah. Love your singing, thank you. um so let's see, we can add another character now. So some people had suggested the squirrel. So in this middle part of the screen, right underneath the stage, you see like a mini version of the rainbow. If you tap there, you open up where all of your different sprites and actors are. So this is where you can also add a new sprite. So if we go to the plus button on the right, we can add another character to a project. So let's go find the squirrel. Oh, this is the squirrel. The other one is a chipmunk. Oops. Let's see. Where'd they go? There we go. The squirrel. And all right, so I'll go through the blocks palette, and in the chat, let me know which block we should add to our squirrel now. So we have some motion blocks. Set the direction. We have some sound blocks. Vibrate the phone. Speak or text. Can change the size. Change the backdrop. Glow or change the color. And then we also have a lot of different ways to start something off in our project. So if we go to the yellow when to start category, we've been using the when play block, but we can also do something when we shake the phone. What are we doing again? Good question. So we're just sort of exploring some of the different blocks. I pulled out a new sprite, the squirrel, and I'm just curious if there's any block that you want to try out to see what it does. So we can try out one of these let's try out one of these. So let's try out the when shake block. So when I shake my phone, I can have something happen. And let's see. Let's try out maybe a sound. So when I shake my phone, we should hear a sound from our squirrel sprite. There it is. And what else should we try to do? Give me some ideas. We could say something. Yeah. We could twirl. We could speak. All right. So then should we use, there's so many ways to say something. We can record our own sound. We can basically give our squirrel a little text bubble, like in a comic book. Or we can type something in for the squirrel to say, and it'll come out kind of like that phone voice. Maybe let's try, we'll record our own sound first. So if you go in the play sound block right in the middle where there's the name of the sound, if you tap that, then we see like the speaker and the microphone. So for the microphone, this is where we go to record our own sound. And let's see, what kind of sound does a squirrel make? I think I'll make a sound where they're like, you know, when they're trying to eat an acorn or something. Let's try that out. Let's see what that sounds like. Did that work? Do y'all hear that sound? I think that that's working. We'll crop it a little bit. Yeah? Okay. And one thing that I like about recording a sound is that you can also add some sound effects to your recording. So I feel like maybe like the rabbit, which makes the sound faster, would be really funny. Let's see what that sounds like. Let's use that.
They're saying they can't hear the recording. Those are other sounds.
Interesting. Maybe let's try to record it one more time. I heard that one. So let's crop that and make it faster. It actually really sounds like a squirrel. All right, so when I shake my phone, what were some of the other ideas? Add some music, add the sound of rain. Let's add a little bit of music. Well, earlier we were also saying we were going to try some of the other say something blocks. So let's try maybe the one that's a little speech bubble. So our squirrel maybe can say, "Happy Friday." Happy Friday. And when we press play, our rainbow moves. That's cool. I really love the wind shake block. I feel like there's so many fun things you can do with that. Made by an expert who made the cat laugh after all. Yes, fun fact. Let's go into our sound library. So if you tap again in the recording name in the sound block, but this time we go into the speakers, you can see all of the sounds in our sound library. And a fun Easter egg is this sound. Meow. The cat laugh, that's my voice also. I don't know why we have a cat laugh sound, but I'm biased towards it. I think it's a good sound. Oh, great question from Speak Visually. What's the difference between the speak and the say blocks? So the say block, if we trigger it by shaking the phone, you can see that it's a speech bubble, like in a comic book. Let's try out the speak block. So maybe the speak block can say, "Have a good weekend." Ooh, let me write that correctly. There we go. So now let's see what that is like.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend. So it'll use sort of like your phone voice to take some text that you type in and make it say it out loud. Speak Happy Friday and enjoy Acorn. Yes, let's do that. Happy Friday. Enjoy an acorn.
Happy Friday. Enjoy an acorn.
Yeah, and what does the music notes in the speak block do? So let's change it to this one.
Happy Friday. Enjoy an acorn.
Happy Friday. Enjoy it. I feel like that's more like a squirrel voice. Yes. Well, let's just see what the low one does, just for fun.
Happy Friday. Enjoy an acorn.
That's so good. Okay. So let me know if there's anything else in this project or another block that you all want to try out or are curious about. Oh, Uzma wants to add some music. You're right. Let's add some music. Maybe I'll go back to the rainbow. And so we'll go to play sound. And we'll go back to our sound library. We have some music in here. So for example, here's a beat. And then there's some salsa. Uzma, do you have a suggestion for which music we should add? There's this one too. Pablo. And samba. I'm biased because I'm from Brazil, so I like the samba sound. The arcade sound is cool too. The beat one? Yeah, let's do the beat. And one thing I'll also show you is a lot of times I want to have a sound be playing but continue doing other things, like the movement here that we have for the rainbow. So as it is right now, you'll see that the sound will play and then the rainbow will move. But a lot of times I want them to happen at the same time. So we can also change that in the sound block. All the way at the right side of the block where there's an arrow, if we do, instead of until done, we do and continue, the sound will play and the movement will happen simultaneously. You see? Yeah, so that's very cool. So let me know if you have other blocks you want to try out or are curious about. I love the music. Me too. But I'm also going to introduce a little bit of the project idea that I had for today. So I was looking around just for an object or some material that would inspire me. And we have this many boxes of this candy. And I think it's really cute how it's just little gummy people in there. And I got a little bit curious about, what is it like in their world when they're inside the box? And I'm walking around shaking it everywhere. What's going on for them in there? So that's my inspiration for the project today. If there's anything around you that inspires, gives you an idea for a project, I'd love to hear about it. So look around you and see if there's anything that maybe you'd like to make an OctoStudio project with about. It's so easy to bring objects or bring things from around you into a project. So that's a lot of times where I look for inspiration, is I just kind of look around me and I wonder, like, what can I make a project about? So let me know. Uzma wants to know, what does the buzz block do? So I don't know if you'll be able to really hear or feel this, but it makes your phone vibrate. Yes, JF. Thank you. So you can also just tap a block to run it. So a lot of times I do this when I want to just try it out. So I'll tap buzz. You probably won't hear or see anything happen though. But once you have access to a phone, try it out. Download the app, install, and try out the buzz block. It's really cool to feel the phone vibrate. And yeah, I feel like it's a very unique thing in OctoStudio. I don't know about a lot of other apps where you get to control the vibration of your phone. Oh, you do hear it. Cool. Great. Okay. So the first thing that I want to do is, so let's go create a new project. And this time I'm going to start off from a sprite. And I'm going to show you all how you can take a picture of something around you and cut it out and bring it into your project really easily. So we'll go on the camera, and I'm going to take a picture of this blue friend. To get a clear picture, and I'm going to focus really hard to cut him out closely. There we go. And then we need a background again. So I'm going to turn once more to the chat. I'll also take this time to catch up with the chat a little bit. What background should we use for our project? And remember, the premise is I'm going to put the phone in here, and it's going to be sort of like, what is their world like when they're just inside the box? I want to bring my phone to life. Oh wait, my shoe to life. Keep saying phone. Great question, Monstreet. Yeah. OctoStudio for phones and tablets. Can we mirror this app on our computer to share with our students? Yeah, there's a few ways that you could do that. So if you have an iPhone, you can try using AirPlay. And then if you have an Android, and this also works with iPhone actually, there's the free software called QuickTime Player. And if you connect a phone via cable to your computer and open QuickTime Player, there's a way for you to basically show your phone screen on your computer. So in a classroom setting, for example, when you want to project something, that's something that I've done before. Ooh, the dancing one, so I can dance. Yeah, the dance party. That's a good idea. I love, so this one, right? Yeah, with all the lights. That's a fun dance party. And then, so let's see. Well, I'm going to start off with my favorite block to add to projects. But meanwhile, you all should think, what should we have happen for our little blue friend, right? So which blocks do we want to try out? What's going on in his world when he's inside the box? But I'll start off, so put your suggestions in the chat. I'm going to start off by putting my favorite block, which is a tilt to move. So we'll snap it here with the when play, and I'll show you now how that looks. Now when I tilt my phone, I can move him around. And this is really cool. This is one of those things I was saying where with OctoStudio, you really can access a lot of the sensors on your phone to add interactivity to your projects. And then this makes it so easy to make something like a game, you know, where you're moving around and there's some kind of objective or goal. It's really great. It's nice because the character already looks like they're dancing. Yeah, totally. They're like this, striking a pose. Okay, so add a beat. Yes, so we're gonna put a music beat on a loop. Let's try that. So one thing that I find myself doing a lot when I'm making projects is you can actually have many different when to start blocks, including more than one when play block. So I'm gonna do another when play block right here, and this one is gonna be the music on the loop, right? So we see that there's a forever loop already on the tilt block. So I'm gonna go find the same kind of forever loop. So in the orange control category, here's the forever loop. And basically what this means is the loop is gonna, whatever's inside this block is gonna keep happening until we stop the project. So let's try out that music block. And we'll do the beat like from our last time, and let's see what that all sounds like. Do you hear it? Are we dancing? Yeah. Like ice skating. Ooh, we could draw skates. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. So we'll definitely get to work more on this project. Please put your ideas for what you want to see happen in the chat. But for a little bit, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to take a buddy break. And we have such a special surprise guest for you today. It's our friend, Brian.
Hi,
Brian.
how
Welcome.
are you?
Say
Hi,
hello
everyone.
to Brian, everybody.
Hello, how are you?
Brian from
Argentina. I'm so
Yeah.
glad to be here with you and with everyone who's watching.
Thanks for joining us. Latin America representing.
Exactly, yeah.
So, all right, Brian, for our buddy break, the question
Yeah.
is, let's say you're going to show OctoStudio to
Yeah.
somebody for the first time, or maybe you just have a quick little idea that you want to try out for yourself. What is your go-to sprite? Which is the one that you're always like, oh, this is the one that I like.
Well, my favorite sprite is the one that is the mate.
The
know?
mate.
This is the
Oh my
mate.
gosh, and you even have the bombilla.
Of course, because we drink mate in Argentina. It's kind of a tea, our tea, and we drink it every day. So that's my favorite emoji.
So we'll go to the food category.
Yeah.
And the
there
mate.
it is. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And then do you have a go-to backdrop also?
All of the backgrounds are very good, but my favorite one is the moon because I always wanted to travel to the moon.
That's so nice.
And I
You
always
get to
wonder,
pretend that you're there.
yeah, exactly, how do astronauts drink mate? They cannot drink mate at space.
Oh my gosh, the mate would just be sort of floating out of it.
Exactly.
All right, and then when you're showing OctoStudio to somebody, is there like a first block that you always want to show them?
Yeah, well, I do like the move block
The move block.
because it's one of the simplest, but as soon as you see something is moving, it's like the magic, it's already happening.
Totally.
You know? So that's why I like that.
Yeah. I feel like I feel the same way about jump. So sometimes I'll do like a move and a jump.
Exactly.
And people sometimes are like, oh my gosh, that just happened because you put these instructions together. And that's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, that's right.
It makes you feel like you can make whatever comes up to whatever ideas you have.
Yeah, and very, very quickly you can have like this animation. So
Mhm.
it's very interesting for young people.
Totally. Well, Brian, thanks so much for the buddy break.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Say thanks to Brian.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty. Wow, lots of hello, Brians. Let's see. Did I miss anything in the chat about a project idea? Let me know. The legend of yerba mate came from the moon. Coffee is a little dehydrating. Alrighty. Yes, so what should happen in our project? Right now we have some music playing and a little bit of movement. Maybe we can add more movement, you know? Right now, our friend is moving like this, but there's so much. We can jump, we can turn, we can change size. Can we make animations in this app? Totally. And in fact, so I'll show you something really quick. If you go to the home page and near the top, there's my projects. There's also the explore tab. So if you go here and then there's a starter project called a story starter. So you can go try, and it already just has some blocks and 2 different actors to get you started making your own little animated story. So you can go on the explore block, try it, remix this code, and make your very own custom animation. Of course, you can also just start from create a new project. So let's see what some of the ideas. We can add more people. Oh, we can shine a light. Yeah, let's do both of those things. So we'll go back to our sprite palette and go to the plus button and add another friend. Maybe this time I'll take a picture of this orange one. Let's see, let's get a stable picture. And let me cut it out. Nice. And one thing that I'll show you all, because I find myself doing it a lot, is it's really easy to basically just copy over code from one sprite to another. So if I want the orange sprite to also sort of move around with the tilt, I can go to the blue sprite, hold down the block stack, and say copy the script to the orange sprite. So now when we press play, they're both moving around. That's cool. But maybe one thing that I'll do is I'll make the orange friend move around a little more slowly so that we can see them distinctly. Let's see. The other idea was we want to shine the light. Hopefully you'll be able to see it on the camera, but we can. Maybe we'll do when we tap, we'll shine the light. Well, we also need to add something to turn it off just to make our life a little easier. So maybe when I tap on the orange guy, we'll shine a light, but when I tap on the background, and so if I go to the end of the when I tap block, I can change the what is it that I'm tapping also. When I tap on the background, we'll turn the light off. So let's see. Oh, look at that. You can see my flashlight, right? And then we can turn it off. And on and off. This is really cool. Sometimes we'll make projects where we put objects or different colored film paper to create shadows. And it's really cool. You can almost tell like a little bit of like a shadow story by turning your flashlight off and on in OctoStudio. Let's see, what other ideas? Can you show how to copy again? Yes. So let me delete this block right here, the tilt in the orange friend. I'll just throw the block down and that gets rid of it. And I'll go back to the blue. So here's the block stack that I want to copy. I hold down for like a second and a half and this menu comes up and we can say copy script to, and then we select which sprite we want to copy to. So this, in this case, it's the orange. We hit the green check mark to do it. So if we go back to the orange, yeah, so that tilt block stack is there now. So an idea was to change the random color on the backdrop to make the lights change colors like disco. That's a great idea. So let's see. When should we change the background color? Maybe when we shake the phone, and then we'll go to the set color. Yeah, colors and light category. And so here, if we go in, right in the middle of this block, we can set a color to a sprite, but we can also set a color to the background. And then I'll go where there's a blue circle, that's the color picker. And I really like using the dice for random color. So we'll do that. So let's do a little test. When I shake the back, oh, this really looks like a disco. Look at that. That's so cool. Okay. And then let's see. You can make, oh, a strobe light, like turning it on and off. That's a really good idea. Okay, let's go back to our orange friend code and yeah, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna keep the, I'm gonna show you how to undo. I just deleted a block I didn't mean to. So if you go on those 3 little dots at the bottom right here, there's the undo button. Yeah, so I'm bringing that back. But we can do a strobe effect in a loop. So let's see, we'll go back to the control category and pull out a forever loop. So really what we want is to turn the flashlight on and then wait a little bit and then turn it off and so on and so forth. So we'll turn it on, we'll wait a little bit, we'll turn it off, and we'll wait a little bit. And we'll repeat that. Let's see what that's looking like. And let me know if the light strobing is too much. We can always change that. Let's see. Oh, Caitlin says we could have the character change color as it dances. Yeah, that's a good idea too. It's a disco. Everything's changing color. So when I shake the phone, we'll set the color of the background, but we can also set the color of our blue sprite to something random. And I'll do the same for orange. So when I shake, go back to the colors category, we'll change the color to something random. So let's see what that's looking like now. Oh, they seem to be moving in sync again. Oh, because we copied over the code again. That's right. Let me just change this one to move a little slower so we can see both of them and see our colors changing. Let's see. Welcome, Fanny. Uzma, can you add sound effects? Yes, we can. So what kind of sound effect do you want to add? Should we do a sound effect when we change the colors? So on shake. Oh, we are dreamers. Add a cheering sound. Let's see. So when I shake, we'll play a sound. And we don't want it to interfere with changing the color. So we'll do and continue. Let's go to our sound library. And we do have a cheering sound. Kind of like cheering at a sports game, though. Should we do that one? Should we look through more sounds? Yeah, let me know in the chat what your idea for a good sound would be. So when we shake the phone, the colors will change and some sound will play. What should that sound be? We can maybe record our own cheering sound too. That is definitely an option. Let's see, if I were at a dance party. I like the robot sound. I don't know if that's exactly dance party, but oh, the space sound is also cool. Cheering is great, or clapping, or people going woo, or a popping one. Let's see. Yeah, so clapping. They're clapping and cheering. Woo! Laugh sound if I was seen dancing at a party. I'm sure that's not true. If you were seen dancing at a party, people would just be inspired to join in. Let's try out the clapping sound. Maybe I'll do something a little different for the clapping sound, actually. Maybe we'll do the clapping sound. No, okay, we'll keep it on one shake. So let's see how that's turning out. Do y'all hear the background music? Is that happening? The character can say, shake me to see me dance. Yes, I like that idea. So maybe we need another when play block. Oh, Dana, great question. What is when magnet? I don't have a magnet, but if we could get one real quick, I can show it to you in just a minute. It's very cool. So let's see. Well, we're gonna, right when we, oh, we do have magnets. Yay. So let's, maybe that's what we'll do for the clapping sound. Thank you, Brian. So when magnet, so not every phone has this sensor, but a lot of them do. And when you feel a magnet, when they sense a magnet near it, it'll trigger this block. So let's see. You hear that? I'm just passing it around here. And this is really cool because you can attach a magnet to like a wand, and then you almost have like a magic wand if you move it around near your phone and you can make something happen. Or you can have a magnet attached to a like a flap, and so when you move the flap over the phone or near the phone, something happens. Thanks, Zoe. Now we have lots of magnets. Great question, Dana. Okay, so we were working on saying shake me to see me dance, right? That was one of the ideas. So we'll do another one play block and we'll go to the blue category and we'll pull up the speech bubble. So right at the beginning, we'll say shake me to see me dance. Let's see what that's looking like. Shake me to see me dance. And we can pass the magnet button. So we're clapping. I kind of want to add more dancey motion to our friends. So maybe I will go here and we have a lot of loops in this project. A loop heavy project. But we'll do another one play block. And I think what I want to have him do is like maybe turn a little bit. Because that really looks like dancing, I think. So pull up the turn block and we'll turn some amount in one direction. We'll wait a little bit, not even a full second, maybe just like a third of a second. And we'll turn in the other direction. And I guess we gotta make this be a little bit more. Because we're gonna first turn this way and then we're gonna turn all the way the other way. Let's see how that's looking. Oh, I forgot to set the other way. Hold on. Opposite direction, yeah. Yeah, okay. Now we're talking. Let me catch up in the chat a little bit. Love it, but kind of annoying. Which part is annoying? The turning? We can turn that off for now.
Oh, I think that was.
Oh, that was earlier? Is it one of the sounds? Is it the background noise? The music? Let me know. Let me catch up a little bit. I heard you can make a project on 2 phones. Like if you shake anything on one phone, then it goes to the other phone. Yes, Uzma. There is a really cool block called Beam, and I'll show you right where it is in the More Blocks category. Beam, and then on the other phone, you use Wait for Beam. So a little bit of a sneak peek for those on the live. There is a Beam project tutorial coming out very soon on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe so you see it when it comes out. A lot of people have been asking us about how to use Beam, and it really is one of the coolest things about OctoStudio. So I'm really excited that that's going to be out there, and I just can't wait to see everybody's Beam projects. Speaking of which, whatever sort of project you make, whatever ideas you have, share them on social media with us. You can tag us OctoStudio app, just like the YouTube channel, or you can do a hashtag OctoStudio. We would love to see what you're working on. We would love to see what you've made. So yeah, let me catch up with the chat a little bit. That's a cute dance. Thank you. Okay, and maybe this is also a good moment to do a little bit of like the crafting time, right? So like I said before, I want to put the phone right here in the box. All right, and we're gonna do some movie magic at the moment. Let's see how this turns out. Let's see. How did I do this before? Okay. That's pretty good, right? Yeah. So I want to put the phone in here. And I don't really want, I want to create a window so I can see just sort of the stage area. So let me mark that. So this is the edge. And this is the top. And here's this edge. And the bottom right here. Okay. So this is where I'm going to cut out my window. And you know, whenever we're working with scissors or sharp things, safety first. So I'm going to go very carefully Make sure my fingers are not in the way. Make our starter full. There we go. Cut out our little window flap. Ah. There we go. Okay, let's see a little test fit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. But one thing is the phone is very loose in there. So I have these pom-poms over here because then we can sort of create some padding. Hi, Uzma's brother. Welcome to the stream. So happy you're here. Hi, Fabiana. Oh, reducing the size so they're like on the stage. That's a good idea. We can definitely make that adjustment. Good suggestion. So let's see. Just filling in the box with some of these pom-poms. Will help us keep the phone stable in there. Uzma, what are you crafting? Yeah, I'm making the box set. I'm setting up the box so we can put our phone in it. That's the other thing that's really cool about OctoStudio, because your phone is so small, you can really be creative about sort of how you use physical things in your world, and put your phone in them to give really cool effects like this one. So let me bring the camera back. Hello, did you miss me? Hi. Okay, let's see. That's better. So yeah, check this out. We have our box, but when we open it, it's our project. We can tap. It's gonna be hard for me to tap on the orange friend if I don't know which one's the orange friend. So let's see. Fabiana had suggested that we make, oh look, see the flashlight is also working. Maybe we need to make a hole in the back of the box to see the flashlight. Fabiana had said, let's make them smaller so we have a feeling that they're actually on stage. All right, so let's see. We can make things smaller. We can do it by pinching them. Yeah. But we can also do it with a code block. So maybe the orange one I will do with a code block. So we can go to the scene category and just set a size for it. And I'll make them be 50% of their size. And this is another, you see where the shoe is. I don't want it to shrink. I just want it to be smaller. So the lightning bolt, whenever you see that in OctoStudio, that means this change happens immediately. So let's see how that's looking. Yeah, so they're both smaller now. What do you think, Fabiana? We can also do something where if we want it to look like they're on the stage, so we can put them on the stage. And then when we have our tilt to move block, if you tap right in that first modifier area where you see a phone and the arrows, we can actually choose the directions. Maybe we can make it just be side to side. What do you think? So that's what that would look like, see? I think that really looks like they're on the stage now. Catch up in the chat. Can you imagine finding a box like that in real life? It is a magic box with a little disco inside. Ficou ótimo. Obrigada, Fabiana, pela sugestão. I like the character spinning. Yeah. Me too. Me too. Okay. Wow, I can't believe we only have 10 minutes left in our stream. That really went so fast. What are some last minute things that we might want to try out in our project? Give me your ideas. Brian is still here. Yeah, he's in the chat and he's behind the scenes. Sua live é muito boa, obrigada. Raining flowers on the dancers. Wow, how should we do that? I guess we need to add a new actor that's gonna be like the flowers, right? So maybe we can draw one. I'm gonna try to speed draw a bunch of flowers. So we'll go to the add a sprite and we'll go to paint. And so I'm already on the paintbrush. So let's see. I'll pick a pink and I will draw some petals like this. Maybe I'll fill in the petals. That's pretty good. And then I'll pick a yellow for the middle. And then one thing that's cool is I can select this and copy it a bunch of times and move it around. Place them all over. Oops, I don't want to make that distorted. Here's a bunch of flowers. Okay, done. There we go. There we go. Look at our flowers. So maybe Jake and Vlad, welcome back. So nice to see you again. Okay, so we want the flowers to be raining on our dancers. So maybe it's like at the beginning of the project. Oh, when is it that we do the cheering again? We do the cheering when the magnet happens. So maybe that's another thing that can happen with the flowers is maybe in the beginning of the project, they're hidden. And maybe they'll start off near the top. Yeah, like this. And we'll hide them instantly. And then we'll pull out our when magnet block. And first we have to show instantly. So bring the flowers back. And if they're falling, it's like we got to move them down, right? So let's go to the motion category. And we'll say move down. And maybe move down 200. How does that look? Ooh, okay, that's pretty nice. 200 seemed like a little bit. Let's move the flowers up a little more. Let's see. 200 is a little high because it kind of loops back up around. Let's try 180. 150? Okay, 150 seems good. That seems good. And then we gotta hide again, right? Yeah. All right. Fall slowly. Yeah, okay, so let's change the shoe to falling slowly. Okay, so let's try out our project. Oh, I wonder if I can use the magnet works. So let's see what we've got. We have our little magic box. When we open it, it's our friends dancing and having a great time. It's very hard for me to tap on the orange. We can change the colors of our disco party. Oopsie. And then we can... Wow, look at that. Flowers. Flores pra você. Flowers for you. Our dancers deserve flowers. Wow, time is really going so fast. Let's see. There's always some things I want to make sure that I say at the end. Right. So if you're at home and you really want to learn more about OctoStudio, you have questions about specific blocks and how they work, always feel free to ask us on social media or something like that, or here in the chat. But we also have a reference guide, and we'll put the link in the chat. So if you go to octostudio.org, which is our main site, and honestly, you should go check out some of the other pages on our site too. There's a lot of especially about like our partners and how important they were in the design of the app. You should definitely watch that video. But if you go to the support tab, there's a list of frequently asked questions, and then there's also a link to a reference guide, which goes in depth about the blocks and the interface. And we'll share a direct link to the reference guide as well. And then if you're also just sort of looking for project ideas, like I showed before, there's some right in the app in the home page. If you go to the Explore tab, there's some sample projects for you to get you started on something like making a game or having a virtual pet or an interactive story. But also our friends at the Tinkering Studio made this really awesome series of octo explorations, and they're really just like themes of things that you can play around with using OctoStudio. For example, there's one that's about bringing a book to life, which is really cool. So you can have a book and have a story, but sort of make it your own, remix it by taking pictures and making an OctoStudio project around it. There's one what's all about it's making a music jam and sounds and different instruments, which is really cool. And then my personal favorite, because I feel like we can make really beautiful things, is the octo exploration about patterns. So you can make drawings or take pictures of cool patterns and then combine them in different ways and add motions and see what sorts of other cool new things emerge from that. So if you're just sort of like, I want to explore something and I want some guidance, please do check out the Tinkering Studio Octosploration. I know, Jake, I'm so sorry we have to go. But we'll be doing more streams. Stay tuned. Follow us on YouTube to get notifications. Subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on other social media. OctoStudio app will always let you know ahead of time when we plan to do a stream. Every time we stream, the time just goes by faster and faster. It's wild. I really liked our project. It's so fun. The magnet. So cool. You all had such great ideas for the project. Putting them on the stage, changing color, playing music, the flowers falling at the end. Also, I think it was Dana had a great question about the magnet, and that led us to adding the flowers with the magnet, which was so cool. The project is perfect Friday vibes, yes. We're ready to have some fun this weekend. Jake, I'm curious, have you gotten a chance to download the app yet? I know you joined us yesterday. Yes, Uzma, if you make any projects, please share them with us. I would love to see it. We want to find a way to also share some of the community projects during our streams, so stay tuned for that. We're almost at time. This was so much fun. What a great way to start my Friday, Just with some really nice folks in the chat, making a creative project together, everybody giving in their ideas. I love that. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. I guess it's time to end the stream. Have a good weekend, everyone. See you next time.